Is this impossible? Not at all. This is your life.
Good morning. We want to begin again with the Gadaa System. As we continue to talk about the Gadaa System, I think it's wise for us to take a few minutes this morning and look at some applications of the Gadaa System and the kinds of problems it may be able to solve. Taking the case of the Africans in the Americas, let's take a look at several phenomena. Okay. Currently, 2015, 2016, there's a great brouhaha regarding the number of deaths of young black men dying at the hands of white police officers, particularly young black men being shot to death who were unarmed at the time of the encounter. Security. Everyone is concerned about it. Everyone may even be overly concerned about it. In the Gadaa System, starting at the ages of 8 to 16, everyone is trained to and prepared to protect the society. Everyone is taught that it is their responsibility to protect the society and keep it safe. Community safety, public safety, is an essential issue in every organized society. Between ages of 16 and 24, everyone in the Gadaa System is responsible for public safety. So it's not just the job of 300 or 400 police officers, many of whom may not even be members of the clan in the society that they're policing. They may come from other clans, in which case they're obviously going to be seen as interlopers, as some outsiders interfering. So what is a difficult enough problem in itself, that is public safety, there's always criminals running about trying to get something for nothing. But we have a situation where that solution implemented by a non-clan member, someone from outside coming in to implement public safety, to enforce public safety, creates a dynamic where there's conflict between the local African American community and the Anglo-American community who constitute many of the police officers. If the same problem were being solved by African American police officers and society members, the problem then, as we can see, becomes significantly less intense. That's one problem the Gadaa can lend a solution to. A second issue: commerce, jobs, employment. There is no question that at the end of the Civil War there were approximately 70 black banks established. That was over 100 years ago. Today, there are still about 70 black banks. Unbelievable? Not at all. Absolutely the case. So where is the wealth growth since 1865? It's disorganized and spread out. The Gadaa System insists that young men, individual families, form partnerships and corporations between the ages of 16 and 24 just to facilitate their life. And those partnerships and corporations over a period of 10 or 15 years become large enough employers so that the question of job creation can be solved in a very matter-of-fact fashion. Those banks, where's the wealth? Much of it, the mortgage wealth of every African American homeowner, is spread all across the country. Whereas if it were consolidated with approximately 40 million Africans living in the Americas, if just their mortgage money was consolidated under the title of 2 or 3 commercial-sized banks, they would be able to solve their own manufacturing challenges in business, create their jobs for themselves and other clans in the Americas. A third point: education policy. In North America, it is often said that there's approximately an 80% failure rate in the public high school system. Unbelievable. What parents would accept that kind of failure? No common sense parent under the Gadaa system would accept it. What is our challenge in the Americas? Similar to the case with public security. Educational policy, if it's constructed and designed by mothers and fathers, moms and dads, for their children, there is no way on earth they would tolerate an 80% failure rate. We wouldn't tolerate an 80% failure rate in anything. We would close it down. Whether it was the school system or the grocery store on the corner, if it's an 80% failure rate, close it down. And let's take those resources and do something that works. The Gadaa system requires the acquisition of knowledge from age 8 to 80. Another point. If you travel in the Americas, you find it almost impossible to find healthy images, healthy, positive images of African American men and women as industrialists, as masters of the arts, as leaders of government. In fact, in the last presidential election, finally an African American was voted president. But still, that African American president could not act in concert with other African American organizations to accomplish anything because of the fractured political base. A political base that is so fractured that, let's just say, we take a look at our last challenge. And that is, how do we answer young black men and women, African American men and women, coming back from wars to protect and free America? How do we answer their question, what state? Where is there an African American state? We have defended America's position all over the world, in France, in Germany, in England, in the Pacific Ocean fronts, in World War I, World War II. Tens of thousands of our young men have died to protect the state of America. Yet when they come home, they cannot find not one state that is essentially an African American state. And as such, how can they feed into the national discussion? As such, we end up with disaffection, irritants, conflict, and endless argument over the rights of African Americans, this way or that way. After 150 years of protecting the American state, African Americans still cannot say they have one state where they influence and control national policy. We sincerely hope that you will take a look at the Gadaa system, find your applications, and contact us. We look very much forward to hearing from what your research delivers, what your research uncovers. Again, the Gadaa system is a treasure more valuable than gold for any society seeking to reorganize itself. Thank you very much for taking time to listen to these few words, and we sincerely hope that you've gained some benefit. And we sincerely hope that you'll appreciate the work of our ancestors for over 4,000 years. Thank you.
Is this impossible? Not at all. This is your life. Focus, focus, focus. These are problems